Um, I'm Shannon Wood, and I'm with Down My Creek Baits, as we like to call it. And basically, I'm gonna make my first video of tying a fly to show y'all how I do my to do a fly that several people's done this fly before, but I've already got my hook, and I'm using actually a Mustad beak hook in size number 4. As you can see right there, it's a panfish hook. This is mainly, I'm doing this for bluegill. So I've started getting my wraps finished here on my hook with my thread, and the thread I'm using is a uni thread in a 1/0, and adjust my light here. I was just trying to adjust my light to where it's not messing up the video, but get my thread started. And I'm kind of new, but I'm bringing my thread to right, because you can see it's kind of hard to see right here, but right to about just just like a centimeter, maybe, or not even a centimeter, in side the shank of the hook, not even to the shank of the hook, but I'm having a good wrap and making sure all that's filled in. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna stop about right here on away from the eye. And I guess I should have done this video a little bit different, but I'm gonna take some foam, and my foam's not gonna be very wide. I don't want it very wide. And what I've learned to do to kind of help is just kind of clip a little bit at a point on my foam to kind of make my foam kind of look like that, and that's not 100% straight. And what I do is I take some Loctite super glue, and I will take and dab a little bit to that point on that foam, and then I have big hands, so like I said, I'm getting new to all this, and I bring that point almost to the back of the eye of the hook. I have to redo this one. Hold on one second. Not as fast as a lot of guys. I watch videos, and basically that's what I'm learning from, and so forth. But I've got my thread on my hook. I bring that tip right to the back, kind of, and this one's having trouble, maybe because of this light. Just hold that on there a second. All right, now that I've got that on there, I then make kind of a loose route to hold that in place, and I bring that tip all the way down flush until it kind of beads up like that. So you got kind of like a little knot. Let's see if I can get the camera a little bit closer. You kind of got like a little knot right there is what I do. And this is probably not going to be the best video in the world. So once I get that done, and everything, you can see that my body is somewhat formed. And then I can pull that over just like that. Go back a little bit. And just over the tip, I make my foam kind of pop up in the front. Got my few loose wraps, and it doesn't have to be like perfect. You can adjust that right there, because what I'm going to do later in a minute is I'm going to show you. See how I've got somewhat of a hump here? I'm going to do away with that hump, because I'm basically building, and there's probably better ways to do this. But once I get this here, I come back in the front, run a few wraps, and I've tried this with different hackle. I'm using a white cream hackle on this one. I'll tie that in. Just enough to hold it. And this is a piece off of a piece. And I know a lot of people rotate different ways. I'm just using my fingers here. I bought this Stefano hackle tool, which I've actually enjoyed using it. It works great. And basically, I'm running this hackle all the way up underneath the front, like a couple of wraps there. And actually, I don't even have to cut this piece. And you're pretty much done with the fly almost. I'm gonna get my whip finisher. And like I said, I'm new. Make a couple of whip finishes there. And I kind of let that hackle, and I like to have a little bit more hackle in this. Cut my thread. Now, what I was saying earlier, the body is like that right now. So, I'll drop some home. Pick that up in a minute. I'm going to go in here, and what I'm going to do is, I probably could have done this either way, but I kind of chose to do it this way with my glue. And I push that down till that body does that. I want to seal that, but I still want it, you still want it to kind of be a little bit of a pop there. Just kind of press that flat. And it's almost like you're making a flat style body. And basically I bought these jig skirts off of Amazon, and I bought like a whole bag of them. So there's all different colors of jig skirts. And this way, instead of having to buy the silly legs, this one has like some purple in it, some chartreuse with black specks, and brown with black specks. And on this one, I'm going to use the brown with black specks. Notice as I just pull that out, they're that long. And I know a lot of people tie on their legs. I like to run mine through with a needle. I got a sewing needle here, and I adjust my legs through the eye of the sewing needle. Pull that, and on the side facing me, I go through my foam. Push that needle through there. Adjust it to your length. Doesn't take much. Reach in there, clip it, and my legs are through. And they automatic with these jig skirting legs. You can take and stretch them, pull it on through a little bit more, and you can adjust them. Now, and you can use UV resin on this if you wanted to. I've just stuck with the Loctite. I'm gonna rotate my thing, and I'm gonna dab a little bit of glue right there just to kind of hold them legs in place on that foam. And what that does, what that glue does, is it seals that hole of that threaded through area. And it's pretty much sealed. So my bug's gonna kind of look like this. And with this light, I'm sorry, I'm new at all this, so bear with me. And basically, you can actually take, and I did this with one other. If you look right here, let me see if I can get this. Anyhow, if you look right inside, you see the hook. Right there inside of the bottom part of the fly. So what I did was, folks, running a video camera is totally different than trying to film this off your phone. I'm going to take a little UV resin, put in there, and also a little bit of UV resin to seal that thing. And I love how this UV resin, and this is actually just jewelry UV resin that I picked up at I picked it up, I think at like Hobby Lobby or something, and it works great. And my little clip-on light is a magnifying glass also. It works great. And it don't take just saying to you. Probably looked at it. But that's pretty much the finished product. The finished bug. I'll try to get it to where you can see it a little bit better. I don't know what I did, but I'm gonna definitely have to edit this video. And I'll post pictures on my Instagram page. I'll post pictures on my Instagram page and so forth. But and it's kind of hard to say, but that's what the fly is going to come out looking like this right here. And that's it. I mean, I know I'm not a professional at this. I'm new. I'm learning. But girlfriend got me this Peak fly tying vise. I started off with like a beginner's vise, and ever since I seen a friend of mine, he actually owns a fly shop in Daphne, Alabama, and he sells the Peaks. And my girlfriend actually found one, and I love them. I love them. I know a lot of people have different ones, but the Peak rotary vise is awesome, and it holds stuff good. Thank y'all for watching.